Welcome, Clicked Up TV. Now, if you're all new to Clicked Up TV and unaware of the 3M Bellwether trial, oh my gosh. This is the largest mass tort brought to federal court in history of the United States. So, if you need a brief explanation, I will give you a brief explanation. Now, in the late 90s, early 2000s, a company known by Aearospace, the original manufacturer of the Dual-Ended Combat Arm Earplugs, version 2, better known as the CAEV-2 for short. They, meaning Aearospace, was the main supplier to the U.S. military until 3M came along in early 2000 and bought Aearospace out, and 3M began to be the main supplier of combat earplugs to the U.S. government. Now, they supplied earplugs through the Army, the Navy, the Marines. All men and women working in the military was equipped in training and in battle with the CAEV-2. Now, 3M knowingly knew, yes they did, they knew the earplugs were defective, but continued to conduct fraud without advising the government. But that all changed when a whistleblower came forward. Yeah, someone finally stepped up, knew this wasn't right. Men and women on the field fighting for our lives. Men and women in the field training to fight for our lives in the future of the United States of America. Yes, this whistleblower changed everything. He came forward, or she came forward, and made everyone aware of the effectiveness of these earplugs and how 3M was cutting corners to save $1 or maybe to save millions of dollars. Now, as you know, whistleblowers are protected in all the states. But what I do know, the whistleblower received a compensation of $1,911 for bringing forth this awareness. Now, the U.S. Attorney Sherry Lindon, sorry Sherry if I messed up your last name, but I'll write it here so you guys can see and pronounce it for yourself. But U.S. Attorney Sherry Lindon for the District of South Carolina quoted, and in this case in particular, we are proud to defend the integrity of our military programs and ensure that our men and women in uniform are adequately protected as they serve our country. Quote by Sherry Lindon. Now, you guys may ask, how were they defective? How were these 3M dual-ended CAEV-2 earplugs how were they defective? Now, according to court documents, the CAEV-2 was too short for proper insertion into a user's ears, and that the earplugs could loosen imperceptibly and therefore did not perform well for certain individuals and caused many military men and women to suffer in pain from tinnitus. Now, tinnitus is nothing to play with. This can result in permanent ear loss, hearing loss. 3M advised in court that the combat earplugs only cost 85 cents to make, and they were sold to the military for $7.63 a piece. Now 3M failed to protect and serve the people. 3M failed the military men and women. Now, they're on the battlefield, they're in training, protecting and serving us. You would think 3M will return the favor to serve and protect the military. As you know, men and women of the military, no matter if you're in the Marines, the Army, the Navy, where those guys are around a lot of noise daily, constantly, and they need protection for their ears. Our ears can only take so much. Now, even with all these litigations won by the people of the military, it doesn't help the fact these men and women will never be at peace. At this moment, 3M has more litigations and even more people stepping up, as there's lawyers in every state helping to give justice in this matter. Why 3M won't give up the fight that they already lost? In many opinions, they just weeding out the true victims versus the people that's just in it for a cash grab. Yeah, for any massive lawsuit such as what 3M's going through, there will always be some sort of scammer. There will always be someone that's trying to get over in regards to collecting a large sum of money. And I'm quite sure you've seen those large sum of monies, that those payouts that has been going on recently, as well as a year prior to date. There has been millions lost on top of millions going to individuals. So I just want to bring awareness, because there's no way after paying all these people that they could go back to conducting business as usual. Now 3M is one of those companies that's responsible, or the leading corporation out there responsible for making safety equipment, not just for the military but for hospitals. So why do we need to investigate more? They even make defibrillators for hospitals, things that help revive people when they pass out, heart attack, stroke, loss of breath. You know, they even make the 3M mask that everyone's walking around in these times that we're living in today. So I just want to bring awareness. Everybody might not know what's going on. I'm not sure if the end is near. I'm not sure what defense they have at this point. Now, there was one defense that they were using, but like I said, they're paying millions on top of millions. And that defense I'm talking about is the government contractor defense, which means the government approved manufacturing these earbuds through 3M and Aearospace. The government had their experts and 3M had their experts, and all approved on this model of Combat Earplugs. Now, maybe years after initial sign-off of these earplugs by the military, the inspectors that was included to conclude the safety of these personal safety equipment, somewhere down the line, 3M cut corners to save money, to gain a profit, of course. A multi-billion-dollar company cutting corners when truly they are the leading corporation in their industry. They just don't supply safety equipment to the military, but they also provide safety equipment to medical hospitality industries. At this point in the bellwether trial, the government contractor defense will not work, or it may have already worked on behalf of the military, that is. As you go back to my first videos I made on this, before 3M even went to trial, with the people of the military regarding defective earplugs. 3M was in court with the government. Yeah, that's right. The government was in court with 3M in regards to their shaky business. And 3M at that time washed and cleaned their hands by settling with the government on their wrongdoings for a sum of $9.1 million to the U.S. Department of Justice. So let's just stay tuned, because I don't think they can pull a bankruptcy chapter 12 or chapter 13 to get out of their losses that's soon to come, as more and more individuals are stepping up. So let's keep our eyes out. I definitely want to give a shout out to the military men and women, the veterans that was on the front line, that was in training. This is something you should never have to this is something you should never have to go through. So everybody, stay tuned, and we're going to see where this goes from here. Thank you. I'm out.